Hey gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, and we have yet another example of that age-old adage, get woke, go broke. We're going to see how the legacy media is going down faster than any of us could ever have imagined. So make sure to share this video with your friends and family. It's going to make their day, and let's dive right in. The New York Times is breaking the story that the ultra-leftist Vice News is officially filing for bankruptcy. The Times is reporting that Vice had hoped to find a buyer before they filed, but that does increasingly look unlikely. Vice was once valued at over $5 billion just a few years ago. How, I have no clue. But regardless, things have clearly gone downhill. A couple of weeks back, the Wall Street Journal reported that Vice News World was closing, but there was no indication at that time that Vice News itself would be going bankrupt. Their flagship Vice News Tonight has also been canceled, but now Vice News itself, again, once a multi-billion-dollar company, is officially filing for bankruptcy. Now, the impending bankruptcy of Vice News comes on the heels of the recent announcement that the ultra-left BuzzFeed News is permanently closing its doors. The CEO of the ultra-left BuzzFeed, Jonah Peretti, made the announcement via Twitter a few weeks back, which simply confirmed the pattern that we've been seeing for months now. Back in January, there were a bunch of legacy news media layoffs. Now, we had Washington Post, you had Vox with a V, not Fox, but Vox. It was reported then that BuzzFeed was cutting 12% of their staff. Around the same time, the Washington Post, you know, the paper with the pathetic monogram there, democracy dies in darkness. Well, they announced they're going dark. They had lost nearly 500,000 readers over the last 2 years. And it's all just par for the course for the legacy media. It's not just Vice. It's not just BuzzFeed. Over 2,000 newspapers have folded over the last 15 years. You heard that right, 2,000. CNN's audience has fallen 90% in the last 2 years. And then, of course, Fox. Freaking Fox News. They're shooting themselves in the foot with this latest Tucker fiasco. You probably heard they've lost nearly half their audience since last week's firing of their number one show host. It's beyond absurd. But again, we're seeing how it's all part of an overall pattern, a pattern involving the slow but sure decline of the legacy media. And we're going to see exactly why the days of the legacy media are indeed coming to an end. But first, gang, if you suffer from daily pain, I need you to listen to this message very carefully. As we age, aches and pains are normal. We're all searching for effective ways to relieve pain. And in light of this opioid crisis, safety is more important than ever. And that's where a groundbreaking medical scientist comes in, Clint Winters. You've seen Clint on Fox. You've read about him in Forbes. He's a world-renowned health expert who's unveiled a natural pain reliever that's taken the world by storm. It's called CB2. It's a 100% drug-free way to get full-body pain relief without dangerous meds. It's the go-to pain reliever for hundreds of professional athletes, tens of thousands of seniors, and the pain reliever of choice for the UFC. Gang, I got to tell you, I was skeptical about this, but it works. It's like all of my daily pain just faded away. My back, neck, joint, necks all feel great and renewed. And the best part, CB2 has no documented side effects after years in private testing. It's absolutely the future of pain relief. Just ask the athletes in the UFC. It's their official pain reliever. So whatever you do, make sure to click on the link below and check out Clint's amazingly informative report on how CB2 is changing lives by providing safe and powerful relief at a fraction of the cost of pain pills. Click on that link below right now. A number of studies of late are tracking the demise of the legacy mainstream media and the rise of a new media world that's generally known as independent media. And the reasons for this shift are manifold, but they all intersect with one another. One study in particular noted that the trust in the legacy media has been utterly imploding over the last 10 years or so. We've often noted that perhaps the single most devastating poll of late was the one conducted by the Media Insight Project in partnership with the Associated Press. They found that only 6% of Americans trust the media. And the problem here is that apart from persuading populations that they're reliable mediators of information, news media collapses. Trustworthiness is integral to the business media model of any successful news outlet. When that trust implodes, when significant portions of the population no longer trust an outlet to reliably disseminate accurate information, that outlet goes the way of BuzzFeed. It goes the way of Vice and increasingly CNN. Now, of course, this raises the question, why are so many so distrustful of the legacy media? And that is where scholars point to the rise of what's commonly called the information age. We often refer to it as the rise of the network society, where populations are related to each other less and less by proximity and more by virtue of networks, particularly the internet. And the key here is that through the rise of the internet, information has been radically democratized. Information has been radically decentralized, away from monopolistic institutional control through institutions like the legacy media, and it's now available to everyone through digital networks. So today, everybody with a cell phone is a cameraman. Everyone with a social media platform is a potential pundit. And so what this means for the integrity of the legacy media is that we, the people, in an information age, we, the people, have the power to fact-check the legacy media. We're armed with the information needed to fact-check the self-anointed fact-checkers. And so this loops around. The more we're armed with more information via the network society, the more we can fact-check the media fact-checkers. And the more we find out just how much they're lying to us, how much they push narrative rather than news, the more our trust in the legacy media implodes. So it's a self-enforcing loop. And that's what the legacy media, that's why they're going the way of Jurassic Age. And it's inevitable. There's really nothing they can do about it. As long as they portend to be above reproach in their reporting, in other words, as long as they ignore the fact that we have just as much access to information as they do, and can therefore fact check their purported facts, the trust level will continue to implode. And so, with mass information and the platform provided by the network society, an independent alternative media world is rising, and rising exponentially. I mean, with the firing of Tucker, this independent media world is going to absolutely explode. I mean, we're talking millions upon millions of new viewers who finally had it with the last vestige of the old legacy media and Fox News. So all of this is to say that together we are the future. In many respects, we have access to more information than anything the legacy media and its limited leftist tatters can offer. And the beauty of it all is that as they're coming to an end, we are just beginning. As always, make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. You definitely want to check out my latest video on Bud Light. Its sales continue to plummet in the most successful boycott in history. That's what many are saying. You're going to absolutely love it. So make sure to click on the link, and I'll see you over there. God bless.